Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As you log in, let me officially welcome each and every last one of you to our profit call. This is BYOB profit call. And so as you log in, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from along with those affirmations. Let me know where you're calling in from along with those affirmations. And we're going to get this call started in just 1 minute. Give me 1 second to get this call started. We're definitely going to get this call started in 1 minute, but go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from along with your affirmations, guys. Let me know where you're calling in from. Drop it in the chat. 1 minute, 30 seconds, actually. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Who do we have? Who do we have? Good morning. I see Cleveland. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Fort Polk, Louisiana. Good morning. Good morning, Cleveland, Ohio. Good morning, Toledo. Good morning. Good morning, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Good morning, Vegas, Manchester, UK. Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Stone Mountain. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, South Carolina. Good morning, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Howe, Michigan, Essex, UK, New Jersey. Good morning, London. Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. I see Leland, Mississippi. Good morning, good morning. So, also drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from along with those affirmations, ladies and gentlemen. Drop it in the chat where you're calling in from along with those affirmations. So definitely want to say good morning, good morning, good morning. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Drop it in the chat. I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth, right? I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades in and profit, I am 777. Good morning, good morning. Give me 1 second. All right, just needed some water. Good morning, Nigeria, Minnesota. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. So let's see here. Minnesota, good morning, good morning. All right. So let's go right ahead and let's see. Good morning, Tampa. So let's do those affirmations again. Let's do those affirmations again. I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades in and profit. I am 777. All right. And so we want to make sure that we have the right mindset. We want to make sure that we're walking in the right energy. We want to make sure that we are walking in excellence. Okay, that's where we want to be sure. And so, good morning, good morning, good morning. We want to make sure that that is where we are operating from. So this is why our affirmations are so important. This is why what we're doing is so important. All right. So let's go ahead and let me get my screen share together. Guys, and as I do that, if this is your first time here with us this morning, let me get a 111 in the chat. If you're still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222 in the chat. right? If you're still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. And if you are cashing out, right? If you're cashing out, let me get a 777 in the chat. And if you are compounding, let me get an 888. All right, an 888. All right. So what I want to show you is that now, if you were on this morning's call, okay, I see you guys. I see you. If you were on the call this morning, right, then what we did is we really took some time and we kind of walked through. We had a really good training call this morning because what we know is the market is not moving. We have some news that's coming up here today. Actually has some news in between. I'm just kind of looking at the charts, kind of glancing over to see how it impacted. Our indices have begun to move just a little bit, not much, but they have. You definitely can see what's going on. We're going to wait to the bell for the sentiment of it. Gold actually started to move, and of course, Bitcoin. So you know, we talked about you guys watching all of that. Now, as you can see, my AUD USD triggered again. This is actually that trade that we've been waiting on. So we're probably gonna start here this morning, just to kind of talk about, you know, how this began to trigger and what's actually happening, because this is one of those trades that we were actually looking for. Okay, that's what this is. All right. And so just kind of want to dive in. I was trying to see if we had that because once again, GBP is setting me up for the okie doke. I got a trigger. I saw a trigger. And then as soon as we start the call, it's like, nope, good luck. I'm out of here. It's no trigger. All right. And so, but this is where we were. So we're going to start over here. Now, I do want you all to pay attention to the fact that, all right, hear me clearly. We have a red folder at 10 o'clock. We also have a red folder at 2 o'clock. All right. Hear me clearly. All right. Today is a heavy day. Today is the day that you start making some money again. Right. We made quite a bit of money throughout this week. You know what I mean? We did quite a bit. And today is the day that all of this comes through. Right. Today is the day that, you know, that this is the day that we've been waiting for. Okay. And, you know, so that's just where we are. So let's go ahead and let's dive in and let's see. Now, I do want to highlight, okay, because we have a call tomorrow and then we do not have one Friday. So I do want to highlight that we're going to get liquidity in the market, right? We're going to get liquidity in the market. That's what's going to happen, okay? All right. We're going to get liquidity. And so we got Wednesday today. We have Wealthy Wednesday, okay? Then we have Thursday, which you see GBP has a lot of heavy, right? Even when we start this call tomorrow, GBP has quite a bit. And then Friday is non-farm payroll. There is going to be liquidity in the market, all right? There is going to be movement. There is going to be liquidity in the market. That is what is happening, all right? And so we're definitely going to dive in. And so I just want to highlight that. Exactly. Nothing but dollar signs, right? Nothing but dollar signs. Y'all hold on. Let me get some water. I'm sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see here. So now let's start here. So they say it's allergies, so it's not the lingering cough. So I'm not excited about that, but that's what it is. So you guys just have to bear with me just a little bit. All right, so let's talk BYOB cash out strategy, because what we know is that this is actually still on a bounce back, okay? This is actually still on a bounce back on the daily, right? That's where this is still there. So understand our call schedule, because I know I saw some 111s on here, that what we do is we educate and we implement. And now let me go ahead and kind of be clear with, you know, what it is we're doing and what we're having is, you know, what we do is, like I said, is the 6 figures in 6 months. That's the goal. Now, what we do is Monday through Thursday at 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? what we do is we educate, we implement what we've been educating on. On Tuesday nights is our basics, okay? So you're gonna learn the foundation. We went through quite a bit this morning. You might have to go back and watch the stream if you were still sleeping, because we had a great education opportunity because we did not have liquidity in the market. And so that's a great education opportunity. So you might want to go back and watch that. We kind of focused on why it's so important that, why is it so important that you understand how we lay this out? Because the results are there. I'm going to be very clear with you guys. The results are there. We have individuals that are walking. We kicked this campaign off in July, and we have individuals that are walking in this compounding. And I see all the 888s in the chat. All right. And so Thursday night is when we actually do the advance. So it's very critical that you plug in and you show up for yourself. Show up so you can show up and win. All right. So now what we're doing is we're going to look at this. Okay. Now I want to be clear. Okay. This is where you get the basics and you build on top of that. Don't skip the basics. Okay. I'm going to walk you through the strategy. And then we're going to walk through analyzation, okay? We're going to prepare for our indices. We're going to prepare for that. But I also want you prepared because you should get some momentum out of these currency pairs today. As long as it's going in, as long as based on how the news comes out, right? As long as, that's how it is. So now what we're looking at, okay, is AUD-USD, all right? Now, my higher time frames give me direction. It helps with the direction. My mid time frames, okay? My mid time frames is where our analyzation takes place. And my lower time frames are actually how we enter the trades, okay? That's where a lot of the activity lies, okay? So now what we're looking for is we need to come here because this triggered on a 4-hour, it triggered on a daily. But I want to go here and I want to talk strategy first because there were also some triggers that transpired in here. And so as you can see where we already had it marked up, I'm not going to unmark the charts, okay? You're going to have to envision that you don't see any of that because you can start trading before you mark up your charts. And then that comes as we begin to advance through there, okay? That's how that comes. So as I'm looking at this, you have your blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum, right? Blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. You have your red candle with a flat top and your PSAR flip to the top. You notice I'm on my 15-minute chart. So this is going to go for indices, all right, right? So I want you to take the same thing that we're talking about. So since this is an indices call, but we would have actually apply it here at the 5-minute, okay? Because it moves a little faster. Nothing's changing. You know how our analysis is changing. Nothing's changing, but I'm just walking you through this so we can actually address both of them. All right, so now we have the blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. We got a red candle with a flat top and a PSAR flip to the top, okay? That's ultimately what we're looking at. So now when we look at it, I want to go to the higher time frame, okay? I want to jump up to the hour. Now, when I come to my hour, I need to have confluence, which means it needs to be pulling in the same direction. Now, at this point, it's not, all right? I can promise you, if we look at where this stochastic is, it's still kind of pointed straight up, right? It's still kind of pointed. It's kind of peaking right there. And my candle is still green. I do see pullback, but it's green. This is not a GBP pair. Let me be clear. This is not a GBP pair, all right? That's not what this is. So now I have my 15-minute chart, okay? My blue line cross over the red in a downward momentum. I have that red candle, right? That red candle with a flat top, my PSAR flip. So now what I'm looking at, right? It's only 15 minutes to the next candle. We can wait 15 minutes, okay? So now we want to do that and I check my hour. So when I come here and I check my hour, I actually see that now I actually have confluence. So my 15-minute, okay, I know I'm on a second candle, but I'm in confluence. I wasn't in confluence before. It's all about everything being in alignment. Now, remember, you didn't see any of this right here. We didn't see any of this, right? What we saw is this is all we saw. None of this was here. None of this pullback was there, okay? So then, of course, we drop down to the 5-minute and we want to make sure that it's still selling. All right. We want to make sure that it's still selling. The hour is confluence. It's a factor of 4, 5, or 6. I always remember that. It's a factor of 4, 5, or 6. All right. So now, so remember this morning, don't add the eggs, do not add the milk, right? I have to be in alignment. It means alignment. I need you to go back and watch this morning's training. We got to be in alignment, okay? So now when we come here, right? So this blue line cross over the red, and I have to have everything in alignment. So, and as I just mentioned, this is what I mean about listen, you guys, we went through this so detailed this morning. I want you all to get in the habit of hearing what I actually say, because we listen, just to kind of recap and go back this morning. One of the things I mentioned is like a complete mix, right? You got a complete mix, whether it's a cake mix. Well, I don't know if it got complete like that, but I know pancake mix come complete, where all you have to do is add water. But do we all stand in there when you're reading it and say add water and they tell you how much water to add? Do we look at it and say, well, I think they meant, do you think they meant water out the faucet, or do you think they meant water out the bottle? Do you think they meant that I still need an egg? Do you think they meant that maybe I should use a little milk? That's how you guys listen and ask the questions, right? I want you all to get into the habit, right? So no, just go back and watch it, because this is the same, and I'm making a general statement to the questions, because every time we go through this, right? The 15-minute, right? The 15-minute, then we come to the hour, we talk about alignment on the stochastic and the candle. The alignment on the stochastic and the candle. And I think what happens is you're listening for something more. You're listening for me to add something. And so it's like and a lot of you guys sit there like, well, what about this? And what about that? And do I need to wait for this? And so, but that's like, and I want us to stop compartmentalizing things, because that's what we do. We compartmentalize it. And it makes it where we're not operating in the greatness that exactly overthinking it, because it's the same thing you do. If I cut my blinker on, that mean make a left turn. Like if I cut my left blinker on, that mean make a left turn. The other person that cuts the blinker on, that you see somebody blinker, you're not sitting there thinking, well, I think they meant that they're going to go right. You know what I mean? And that's how y'all do the charts. So everything we do, we're like, okay, they're making a left turn because they had a left blinker on. Oh, this said add water, so let me just add some water. You guys don't go, well, I think they meant add some eggs. I think they meant milk too. I think that they might have missed something. That's how you do the charts. I tell you guys, this is what you need to look for. And then you're like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, what about this? What about that? Well, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? And it's just like, stick to the recipe, stick to the script, okay? You see Ms. Anderson been talking about these recipes, and she got me thinking about Thanksgiving and breakfast and everything else. But the reality is it's the recipe. That's what it is. You got to stick to it. And so we're giving you the recipe. So stop adding, you don't need to jazz it up. Don't jazz up the recipe, right? That's like you taking your grandma's recipe and you're going to jazz it up, and you're going to end up with something different. You know what I mean? You're going to end up with something different. And I don't want you to end up with something different. So now what we're seeing here, okay, so let me come to the big picture, because that was a strategy. Now we know we do not jump in a trade prior to the bell. So all this movement, this little movement that's happening, I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. I'm okay with this movement. I'm okay with what's happening. I'm okay, because we're going to wait for, you've seen how it pulls and goes a different direction because we get a liquidity push. So I want you guys to pay attention to these, okay? Now, if I squinch this back up, this just triggered on my 4 hour. It also just triggered on my 15, all right? Which is all a good sign, because based on what happens, let's get this 74403, based on what happens, right? Based on what happens. All right, based on what happens, right here, when I'm sitting here on my 4 hour, this is where the trigger happened on my 4 hour. 74329. Let's put this one on there, right? 74329. All these are good signs. So based on the way that this news plays out, based on the way that it comes out, then guess what? it's going to be a really good indication and a sign that the fundamentals are going to match the structure, which is going to create great trading opportunities. The fundamentals match the structure. The fundamentals match my technical analysis. We got a great trade. We're going to have a great day, right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to have some great profits. All right. So here on my 4 hour, yes, I'm oversold. So now I walk you through the strategy. I walk you through the basics. Let me be clear. Learn the basics first. Learn the basics first. They're doing a lot of construction around me, right? That means that they are laying foundation for a lot of houses. They're widening the roads. Can they put the street lights up before they lay the street? Can you put the roof up before you lay the ground? Can you do any of that? The answer is absolutely not. Technically you can, but you're going to set yourself up. All right. It's not going to work out in your favor. So lay the foundation, lay the basics, understand that. Grab the understanding of phase 1, BYOB cash out, phase 2, time frame confluence, and then let this sink in as we should walk you through the higher top-down analysis approach and everything else. Okay. So here we are. When I'm right here, my stochastic, right down here at the bottom. Now, my confluence from the 4 hours on the daily, factor of 4, 5, and 6. So obviously, I'm not going to go to the 4 hour to the weekly or the monthly. So when I look at that, look at this, right? This same trend line. Remember this trend line we drew the other day? Then we draw this Monday. We drew this trend line on Monday. Because our bounce back, right? Let's see, is it still on there? Look, this just triggered too. Look, we got all of this happening. So the bounce back called this. Where is it at? Right here, right? It called it the other day. So 33 hours ago. So because it's called on the daily, it's not going to play out in 15 minutes. I want to make sure you guys understand that. All right. So now we see that this is pulling down. It triggered on my 15. When it triggered on my 15, it should trigger in a correction, right? Look at my stochastic, right? It's triggering in a correction. My stochastic, even though my candle is strong, look at my stochastic. And we come up here to my hour, right? This is where my confluence is. So I understand that we're going to close out to here. And then you want to make sure, because what it's beginning to do is create that wave pattern. You see that? When we were up, didn't that look like it was just a straight line on top of candles on my daily, on my higher time frame? Now look at the wave pattern that's in there. So now this is what we're creating. The market is shifting. It's making that change. It's making that turn. But it's not going to go straight down. This is going to go down, up, down, right? And so based on how this plays out, we might train on this on Thursday. Don't hold me to that. It's going to be based on the market, okay? My training is always geared at what's happening and what's needed in combination with the tools, okay? So if we see in this play out, because I want you guys to understand it, then, we'll come back and we'll talk about it. And we'll dive real slow and deep on that, all right? Somebody remind me, because I know me. That's only tomorrow, but I know me. So somebody is going to have to say, hey, remember you said it played out. Remember you said. So that's why I'll never tell y'all what we're training on. All right. So let's see here. US 30 just triggered for a sell. Let's see. All right. Dive in here. Let's put this on here. Let's mark it up. All right. 35981. Now, understand that compounding sheet. You can compound this technically, but not using that sheet, not using that spreadsheet, all right? So if you are trading this indices instead of Forex, you can trade whatever you want. You can do them both. Just make sure it's in a separate account, all right? So you say gold is melting. Right, it's moving, but we're not touching anything before the bell. So yeah, I walked through all of this. I clicked on all of these so you guys could watch it, because everything has some movement right now. Everything does. But we do not touch a trade before that bell. We have 6 minutes. We have seen it way too many times where it's went and it pulled back. We've seen it way too many times. So I like how you said it's melting though. Now, what we see that this trigger for a sell. So knowing that happened, it's always called in a correction. I do like what my stochastic is doing. Now, you see with my 30-minute, this is where my confluence lies. You see how my stochastic is down, my candle is down. you know, triggering for a sale. Real good, okay? Now, I want to be clear. This call moves a little bit faster than our morning call. And that's because it's so much more movement that's going to happen at the bell. So, you know, just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. This is going to move, but stick with me, and you will be able to 777 in the chat. All right. Now, jump over here, my stochastic. All right, where's my countdown? Hold on. All right. Yeah, I apologize. I really do. Okay. So now what we're looking at, so my S&P is typically going to move with my US 30. That's what's typical. That's what's typically going to happen, okay? I want to highlight that. And then my NASDAQ can do whatever it wants. We already know it came up here, it broke this. It's slowly moving. It's the highest it's ever been. So we shall see what happens. We're going to have to use our pivot points, our pivot lines, you know, as we kind of dive in here with NASDAQ, because that's the market's telling us, the pivot points tell us where my support and resistance should be. All right. So as you already mentioned, we already were told gold was melting. If we look at what's happening, this one isn't gold, but they all tend to kind of flow together. So we're getting some sale notifications over here. Okay, so let's put a support and resistance line on here. All right, let's see where we're headed. Look at my hour. That's really good sign. Let me come back over here. Let's put another one on here. Right, you're gonna want to pay attention to these lines. Now also pay attention to the amount of construction, the amount of congestion that's here. So unless it's a lot of fundamentals, there's some expectation you will hit some resistance in here as well. If it was construction on the way out, they didn't move the construction zone, it's going to be there on the way back. So don't compartmentalize. Just think, they got a lot of construction around where I'm at right now. And so I'm just telling you right now. And so when I leave a neighborhood, I'm expecting the construction to still be there on my way back. Right? As we left the neighborhood, that was a construction zone. I'm expecting it to still be there on the way back. So let's drop down. As you can see, it is moving. And I know we have some people that don't practice how they play. They're going to push the issue anyway, and they're going to start trading before the bell. Bitcoin trigger for a sale. We're going to watch Bitcoin as well. Let's look at what's happening up here. Yep, it looks really good. All of it looks really good. So what are we, 2 minutes out? Ding, ding, ding. Can we get a ding, ding, ding? Can we get a ding, ding, ding? Right. And then, of course, we're not going to have much because guess why? There is, you know, we got 2 minutes. So we can't make it go ding, 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 but I'm ready for the ding, ding, ding. Right. All right. So let's see here. We're going to drop down to see what's going to happen. What is the fundamentals going to do with the technical? All right, down less than a minute, less than a minute. And 30 seconds. And watch those GBPs because they tend to move too. They tend to move too. That's why I went over it. That's why I went over it. That's why I went over it. That's exactly why I went over it. I want to see, can we get some $100 days? Please be in your demo accounts with the proper lot size. I'm going to say it. Do not want to see how much you can make for fake, right? It's the real market. And I want you to practice. I want you to practice how you're going. Perfect practice, guys. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you're not trading your indices with a large lot size, let's be realistic, okay? We got a ding, ding, ding. It's moving. Let's see here. Let's drop down. right? We should be, let's come up. That's that 15-minute. I don't like that stochastic right there. Check my 30. I don't like the curve in the stochastic right here. I don't like that. Let's see what's going on over here. Down here, my 30-minute, you see that stochastic starting to get a little curve to it. We're up on the 5. My 15 is up. So I'm not happy about a sell right now. Did anything. It did just trigger for a sell. So we got to let it balance out because I'm not liking that stochastic. That means the fundamentals are going to override, or we'll see, because I don't look what's going on right here. Now we already know my higher time frame is set up for a sell. So that just has to come back around and align back up. If you jump in, you're going to get some pullback. As you can see, that's what's happening right now, right? It's sniped down and then it pulled back up. We want to pay attention to what my stochastic is doing. Cough, cough, hint, hint, back to that question, right? So look at this drop down right here. Let's see what is going to happen. So are we balancing back out? Let's see so my stochastic, what are we doing? Let's see the gold move. Gold is moving. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin has not broken that level yet. See what I tell you? Let's see. I'm not going against the trigger, but we're paying attention before we jump. Just because a trigger happens, it's an alert, not a signal. It's an alert, not a signal. It's an alert, not a signal. All right. It's an alert, not a signal. That means that what it happened, but it has, right? We just got a liquidity push in the market. It typically plays out with what the alerts give me. So, however, there was a liquidity push with a lot of fundamentals, right? So we got to pay attention. We don't just jump in a trade. Now, aren't you glad you didn't jump in that sale right away? Are we glad we didn't just jump? Let's see, is NASDAQ moving? Nope. Let's come down. I got a hot mic. Mute. All right, so let's see. Remember, my stochastic is my leading indicator, okay? It is a leading indicator. Drop down, as we can see from that spike. Yes, the NAS is like, hold on. Now I'm gonna tell you, I want you to, if you jump in this trade, I'm still not happy. I'm just not. Let me see. My hour, so my stochastic starting to curve here a little bit. I might start to get happy. Hold on. I don't like any of this. So I would definitely pay attention to this zone. I would definitely pay attention to that zone that we have. Remember, don't get too excited because we still have some movement. We have some news at 10 o'clock. So we might have another good 10 minutes that we're going to be doing this, okay? That's it. And then we have some significant news at 2. And now I'm talking Eastern Standard Time. I would definitely pay attention to this zone right here. Look at what's happening now. It's too much in the market right now. I'm like, settle. So, we got 1 minute to that 5 minute. We'll see. Let's see what happens. We're about to hit that 5 minute. Gold should close out though. All right, so here we are. We should, if we get a flat bottom candle coming with this, I still want you to be mindful of this zone right here. Does my 3, 2, 1, and pause for the trend candle, and there it is. See, told you. All right, so let's see. This is flat line. That's a flat top. Did this move some? Then we get a little curve here. Are we pulling back? So you guys see what I mean about the expectation and then all that news that's coming? It's kind of like we want to go, but what else is happening in the market? We want to go, but, right? You guys feel that? So NASDAQ, you see, look what my NASDAQ is doing now. Look at what my stochastic did here. An educated trader is a profitable trader, absolutely. NASDAQ break through this zone is going to close out. If it breaks, it's going to close this zone out. I mean, look, you got a flat top candle on a 3 to 5, right? You see where it's at? You see what NASDAQ is doing? My S&P is kind of doing the same thing my US 30 is doing. So it looked like, Look at that. That one's down. This one's up. This one's up. That one's down. No, the stochastic, like how you said it, the stochastic don't lie. Stochastic don't lie. It does not. Y'all get excited about those candles, and then that stochastic is like, So let's see. Ta-da-da. All right, look like we're gonna play that sell out. That's what it looks like, right? That's what it looks like. See how we triggered again. But All right, questions, comments, testimonies, guys. Questions, comments. Look at my S&P. Questions, comments, testimonies. It's moving very slowly, and it's got a little mixture in it. NASDAQ has actually come down to here. Like I said, I wanted to break this line. I wanted to break. I told y'all my super snipers, my super scalpers, super scalper t-shirt, Super Scalpers Anonymous. Super Scalpers Anonymous. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't call those trades. As you advance in your skill set, you can snipe away. But I'm gonna tell you why I don't call those trades. Because if I tell you to take a trade like that, then you're gonna get caught in pullback. Because that takes some sniper. Everybody's not a sniper. Okay? Everybody's not a sniper. Most people are not snipers. Okay? Most people are sharpshooters, right? That means that you do the most. See, let me get out my military mode. We just had that broadcast yesterday, and I'm still thinking about that, right? So most people have to let the analysis play out. Most people are not snipers. That's the reality, right? That's the reality. See the mixture in the market? Y'all see that? I'm good today. I'm good. I'm awake. I personally am waiting. Unless, hold on, let me see. Is it gonna move? Is it gonna move? Is it gonna move? You know what? He did not. And see, that's not even y'all talking about some booster banks, Bay Air Force. You know what? Where are my booster banks? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Come, can you have my back this morning? Where's my booster banks? Did he just say the Air Force? All right. See, I don't like this. I do not like this. I do not like this. I'm telling you now. I see this. I see the triggers coming through. I do not like this. I'm just being honest with you guys. I like to practice how I'm going to play. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come through. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You know what? I'm too done. Did she say the civilians to the bank? Okay. You know what? I think that we done with the conversation. So, all right. So that's a nice solid candle there. That's a nice solid. You see the pullback that's happening on it now, though. But that's look at where we got some. So I'm just trying to show you guys, that I don't like this. So you know what, Deca? Okay. Ah. So yes. So I'm just letting you guys know what I see, right? If I put you in that tray, y'all be mad with me right now. I'm telling you what I see that I do not like. All right, questions, comments, testimonies. Questions, comments, testimonies. So we got gold. We did get gold. Yes. We got a 777 Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin just closed that out. So Bitcoin is still moving. So what will happen? Actually, I still might wait on it because what will happen is it'll come back and retest this line and then still move some right there. All right. Any questions, comments, or testimony? Guys, this thing might start getting a little movement here at 45, but I'm okay with not doing it. It's too much news right now. And what we know is we do not trade prior to the news, okay? We do not trade prior to the news. The same way we wait for 9:30, we kind of cut this off at 9:45, 9:50, because we have, we definitely have we have news at 10, and then we have news at 2. I'm just letting you know now we're going to get some liquidity. You see it's trying. It is trying, but I need some shift right here. I got to have some shift right here in order for me to take a trade. Remember this morning, I told you, I don't care. And I'm going to say it like this. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how much it moves. I don't care. Who wants to walk in the 100% accuracy rate? Now, I'm definitely telling you that past profits do not guarantee future results. He did not put the Air Force song in the chat. You know what? Oh my gosh. So do not make me go to Kelly Hill. Like, do not make me do oh my gosh, Rock of the Mar. But let's see here, right? Third ID. That's all I'm gonna say. So right here, right? I don't like this. I do not. And so what I want you guys to know is that you want to walk in the accuracy, you let it line up. All right. You want to walk in the accuracy, you let it line up. Y'all are really having a good time this morning. We gonna do the Soldier's Creed too. So you want to walk in the accuracy, you let it line up. And let me speak to that because we're talking about affirmation. So there is a Soldier's Creed, right? And obviously the Soldier's Creed came out as I was on my way out. But the point I'm making is that even in the military, right? So even in the military, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to screenshot all of this. This is too funny. But even in the Army, right? There's a Soldier's Creed, which is nothing but affirmations. It's training your subconscious mindset in order to operate like a soldier, right? We're coming up on Veterans Day. We just had Booster Banks, guys. We're going to have a good time. Y'all, civilians, you're going to just have to excuse us for a moment. But I do want to point to you why those affirmations are so important. So you are literally, right, with the Soldier's Creed. And so I just kind of want to help you guys understand just how important this is, right? Right? Just how important it is. And so when we understand that, the mindset, you can train your mindset, okay? You can train your mindset because in this creed, it talks about values. It talks about, it talks about, it's like we say, I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. It talks about I am an American soldier, right? I am a warrior, you know what I mean? And a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. So it's saying, this is who I am. This is what I do. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit, right? I will never leave a fallen comrade. And so it goes on. And it talks about, I am disciplined. I am physically and mentally tough, right? I am trained and proficient in my warrior tactics. Why do I still remember this? But I'm telling you, that this is what it gives you, and this is what it says, right? This is what's inside of you. And that's where you have to live, right? You have to, I am, like, if you could ask anybody, you had to be prepared, right? You had to be prepared on point. If anybody walked up to you and said, what's the soldier's creed? You had to know it. It's embedded in you. So when we do these affirmations, it's not I'm educated and I'm disciplined, you know, I'm a master trader. No, I am an educated master trader, anointed for wealth. You have to say it. And then we had to stand and say it from the top of our lungs. Like, it had to get inside of you. You got to put these affirmations inside of you. You want the 6 figures in 6 months. You want to walk in excellence. You want the results. You have to put it in you. The Army made sure that it was in us. I'm trying to make sure it's in you, because it is real. Do you not see the 888s? You got the 777 to the 888. People are cashing out. People are making money, but it starts with your belief. It starts with you. And that's where it begins. So you have to make sure it's inside of you. And so not the chart, no shortcuts, no nothing. Nothing. Are you enrolled? Get enrolled, okay? If you're a guest on this line, you've been on this call more than one time, guess what? Today is your day. Let's eliminate excuses. Let's make it happen. Get enrolled, okay? You want to make sure you get enrolled. You're listening to this stream next week, get enrolled. I'm telling you right now, it is worth it. It is worth it, the commitment to yourself. Make the commitment for you. Make the commitment for your family. Make the commitment to get disciplined. Make the commitment to show up. Make the commitment to make sure that you and your family pull on the other side of money. Make the commitment. I'm telling you right now. Did you not hear last night? The 4th of July. The 4th of July. The 4th. That means that, because if we kicking off in January again, January to June, then that means that there's a celebration. It is your financial independence day, right? It is your financial independence day. So if you with me, because we're not trading, but if you with me, right? You with me. Let me get a 777. I want nothing but $777s in the chat. Are you with me? Right? And then in the soldier's creed, it says, I am an expert and I am a professional, right? And then let me tell you, do you know what deployment means? I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. Do you know what it's like to face the enemy? Your enemy is debt, lack. Your enemy is less than. Your enemy is doubt, disbelief. Your enemy. Stand ready to defeat the enemy in close combat. You are great. You are an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. Stand ready to defeat. Get up and let's go get it, right? So I see the 777s, the dollar signs in the chat. Y'all got me hyped this morning, right? Y'all really got me hyped. So, all right, I love each and every last one of you guys. I do. I'm telling you, boost the banks. I'm saying that y'all did this today. So with that, you said, yeah, you started it with that doggone Air Force off. You already know. All right, guys. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. So what that means is, make sure you profit today, but make sure you do it disciplined. Make sure you do it with the right mindset. Make sure you do it. And we're going to let BYOB creed. Let's get it. BYOB creed. So we're going to stand. I'm telling you, you cannot take how many people are retired and still a soldier? How many people are retired and still, right? And still walk around? How many people do you know and you be like, oh my God, you're no longer in the military, right? That's what we BYOB create your affirmations, get your mind right. It needs to get inside of you. And when it gets inside of you, you're going to start facing that enemy, the doubt, the discontent, and you are going to walk in wealth. I love you all. Miss Reed.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for everything. And like I say, all the time, your excitement is contagious, and we caught it. Let's pray. Great morning, God. This is your day. We are your children, and we thank you so much for showing us your way. Lead us and guide us into all truth and keep us constant in your care. For wisdom is the principal thing, and with all our getting, we are getting an understanding. God, we thank you that our enemy is under our feet. We are treading on debt, poverty, and lack. And we thank you so much for our dynamic dream team and how they give us such clarity, helping us to totally understand the what's and mostly the why, so that we can always be the boss. Continue to anoint Mr. Rogers, Miss Dyer, Dr. Bythewood, Miss Anderson, Miss Brantley, and Miss Perry, Mr. Sims, and Pastor Washington. We are so thankful, so appreciative, and so grateful for how we are being educated and empowered, God, in this, the largest economic empowerment movement known to mankind. Thank you for leading us and directing us to the next million households by March 28, 2022. Prepare their hearts, God, and their minds to receive us, and keep us diligent in our pursuit to expose them so that we can turn this world upside right. We decree and declare that we are 2 million strong in Jesus' name. In this and all things, we give you thanks. Amen. And thank God. And this officially ends this prophet call. And we are definitely going our way, knowing that the enemy, our enemy, is under our feet. And we're treading on that debt, that poverty, and lack, and we're walking in victory. God bless you. Let's have a wonderful, prosperous day.